SCP-076, Able. Object Class, Keter. From, Dr. Data expunged. 2. Director Mariah Jones, Record Keeping and Information Security Administration. Subject, revision of SCP-076 SCP file. Data expunged. I have to go on record as saying that I seriously object to the proposed revisions of the SCP-076 Special Containment Procedures file. I know that redact all important stuff already claims it's a security risk, but you and I both know it's just top brass trying to sweep their biggest and most embarrassing mistake ever under the damn rug. Omega 7 happened. It existed. Those people died because you screwed up, and you can't change that, no matter how hard you try to hide it. For God's sake, man, those people guarding him deserve to know exactly what he is, and what he did, what we did, how we fucked up, so they'll know better. Data expunged. Special Containment Procedures. Containment Area 25B is to be located 200 meters below sea level, tunneled out of solid bedrock in a seismologically stable area. Sole access to the containment facility is to be through a vertical elevator shaft separated every 50 meters with a reinforced blast door, constructed of 20 centimeters thick material shielding. Elevator shaft shall be flooded with seawater when not in use. Containment Area 25B is to be constructed with the following components. An outer security perimeter against outside threats, staffed by security personnel trained in close quarters battle and counter-intrusion tactics. An administrative and support area, ASA, consisting of support facilities and living quarters for on-site personnel. A primary containment zone, PCZ, consisting of a 7 meters cube encased in 1.5 meters of reinforced material. PCZ is to be designed to be flooded and drained as needed, and should remain filled with seawater, unless access to contents is required. A 150 meters killing corridor which is to be the sole access to the PCZ from the ASA, including water, power, drainage, and ventilation lines. The walls and floor of the corridor are to be reinforced in a similar manner to the PCZ, with the addition of an electric deterrence system capable of delivering a 20,000 volt shock. A security station located at the entrance to the killing corridor is to be staffed with no fewer than 3 armed security personnel on watch at any one point in time. Armament is to include, but not be limited to, at least one data expunged CIW system on a pintle mount with a clear line of sight down the corridor, with a plexiglass screen, to protect the operator from thrown weapons. In the event of a full breach, all on-site staff are to proceed immediately to the closest security station for weapons and armor distribution. Staff will remain at alert condition 1 until SCP-076-2 is confirmed neutralized. Should 90 minutes pass after declaration of full breach without a stand-down order being given by level 4 or higher personnel, final contingency measures will be activated, flooding the entire facility in seawater and sealing off the access shaft for a minimum of 24 hours before retrieval is attempted. This will, by necessity, result in the deaths of all on-site staff. Description: SCP-076 consists of 2 components, a stone cube, SCP-076-1, and a humanoid entity contained within, SCP-076-2. SCP-076-1 is a 3 meters cube, made of black speckled metamorphic stone. All surfaces outside and within SCP-076-1 are covered in deeply engraved patterns corresponding to no known civilizations. Radioisotope analysis indicates that the object is approximately 10,000 years old. A door is located on one side, sealed with a lock 0.5 meters in width, surrounded by 20 smaller locks in a circular pattern. As of yet, none of the keys have been found, making the door impossible to lock once closed. Interior temperature is approximately 93 Kelvin and cannot be altered by any means, internal or external. Directly in the center of the room is a 2.13 meters tall stone coffin, held in place and sealed shut by several chains of unknown make and substance, which are attached to the inner corners of SCP-076-1. SCP-076-2 resembles a lean Semitic human male in his late 20s. Hair is black, and eyes are gray, skin tone olive. Subject is 1.96 meters in height and 81.65 kilograms in weight. Numerous tattoos depicting arcane and occult iconography are present all over the body, mostly in the form of leering demonic faces, and ranges from subtle to openly ostentatious. Subject, when encased inside SCP-076-1, is technically dead. However, occasionally SCP-076-2 will awaken, effectively reanimating, complete with all vital processes needed to sustain a living human being. Subject will then attempt to leave SCP-076-1. If successful, subject will enter a trance state and seek out the nearest human being, ignoring all other living things in the process. Upon coming into contact with living humans, SCP-076-2 will enter a rage state in which it attempts to engage and kill all human beings encountered. To date, only the subject's death has been shown to be effective at ending these rampages. Terminating SCP-076-2 is often problematic due to its significant physical abilities. Subject has superhuman strength and speed, and although not invulnerable, has shown a remarkable ability to ignore pain and shock, pressing on despite what would be debilitating wounds in normal humans. Prior encounters have shown that SCP-076-2 has the ability to, among other things, rip through a reinforced steel security door over the course of 4 minutes of sustained assault, clear over 64 meters of distance in under 3 seconds, take multiple .50 caliber BMG rounds to the head, and survive for several minutes to continue killing, despite severe damage to the cerebellum. SWAT handgun and assault rifle caliber bullets out of the air with a length of steel rubber. Survive for over 1 hour deprived of oxygen before finally asphyxiating. SCP-076-2's most unusual ability, however, is its ability to apparently materialize bladed weapons out of nowhere. Slow motion video footage reveals that the blades in question are actually pulled from a miniature dimensional rift described as a small hole in space. Where this portal leads is unknown, as is how SCP-076-2 is capable of generating said rifts. Footage of the blades in question shows them to be made out of a completely non-reflective black material appearing as a black void in space. As the blades rapidly vanish after leaving the subject's possession, no structural analysis is possible at this time. SCP-076-2 has effectively been killed several times in various manners. Sustained fire from multiple heavy caliber machine guns. Asphyxiation. Crushed beneath a 13.6 metric ton piece of elevator equipment for use on SCP-076-1. Cremation through the use of a Thermo-TH3 grenade placed directly inside SCP-076-2's open chest cavity. During the worst breach to date, Containment Area 25, which previously housed SCP-076, was forced to detonate its on-site warhead as a last attempt to contain SCP-076-2 while it was attempting escape, resulting in total destruction of the site and all on-site personnel. SCP-076-1 survived. Upon death, SCP-076-2's remains will putrefy rapidly until reduced to dust. SCP-076-1 and the coffin within will then slam shut with great force, and the lock will rotate, sealing it shut. SCP-076-2 will then reform within the coffin, a process taking anywhere from 6 hours to 25 years. What posthumous analysis of SCP-076-2 exists shows that it has an internal system highly different from our own, documented in Data Expunged. Additional, SCP-076 was found in Data Expunged, Mongolia, in 1800. Data expunged by archaeologists from England. All members of the expedition were subsequently killed on the return voyage home. SCP-076 was recovered from the ship Data Expunged by the Data Expunged Society, one of the organizations that later merged into the modern Global Occult Coalition, and placed on display in their inner sanctum. SCP-076 remained in storage for Data Expunged years, until SCP-076-2 became active and escaped on Data Expunged. The reason for SCP-076's activation is currently unknown, but it was at this point that the keys to the outer shell were lost. A massive manhunt, lasting over 3 years and data expunged, took place until SCP-076-2 was incapacitated by data expunged, killing it and causing it to reform inside SCP-076-1, by then retrieved and secured by agents of the SCP Foundation. Subject was in custody for 3 more years, under constant supervision, and was terminated whenever it became active, although it occasionally was able to escape for short periods of time, often due to security breaches caused by attacks from other organizations. The Foundation's death toll due to this was data expunged, data expunged, data expunged. After the last incident, the current procedures regarding SCP-076 were implemented, although they are upgraded regularly with the increase in technological standards. Addendum 076-2, Project Able and Mobile Task Force Omega-7. Classified, eyes only. All information regarding Project Able and Mobile Task Force Omega-7, Pandora's Box are classified Q clearance by order of the O5 Council. By proceeding, you are acknowledging that you have clearance to view these files, and that you have received need to know permission from the appropriate level 4 or higher authority. Mobile Task Force Omega-7 Incident Log. From Director Mariah Jones, Record Keeping and Information Security Administration. To Level 4 Administrators. Subject, Racer Updates to Security Protocol Re, Supplemental Information Re, SCP-076. File Name, Addendum 076-1, Project Able and Mobile Task Force Omega-7. Prior Classification, O5. New Classification, Level 3, Need to Know Basis. Effective Date, Data expunged. Psychological Profile of Subject SCP-076-2. SCP-076-2 either possesses a mind constructed much differently than our own, or is completely insane, with little empathy or ideas in a way we would understand it. Concepts such as sex, love and equality are completely foreign ideas to SCP-076-2, or at least in comparison to its way of viewing them. Subject has shown that it is completely disinterested in sex, barely differentiating between genders, except as a form of visual identification. Also, while subject has admitted greatly enjoying the act of killing, causing pain, either emotionally or physically, holds no attraction to it. In short, a perfect sociopath. Intelligence tests have been wildly inconclusive when applied to SCP-076-2, and no accurate result has yet been obtained. This may be due to the alien thought processes of the subject. SCP-076-2 has, however, shown that it has great knowledge of human anatomy, although in a highly violent context, military tactics of open warfare, metallurgy, and, strangely enough, the care of livestock. Subject has knowledge of several languages including English, but most notable is its knowledge of several dialects of ancient Sumerian, which seem to be its preferred language. SCP-076 has nothing but contempt for human beings, with one exception. It seems to hold a wary respect for those it acknowledges as its superior. This was discovered when Agent Data expunged. An agent who had previously had a large amount of experience with SCP-076-2 did not appear once it escaped. Subject seemed distressed, asking several personnel where Agent Data expunged was hiding. When it finally did learn of the fate of Agent Data expunged, killed as collateral damage in an airstrike intended to halt the advance of SCP Data expunged, SCP-076-2 stopped its rampage and allowed itself to be escorted and restrained. Subject was then interviewed on the sudden drastic changes in its behavior. Begin log. Dr. Data expunged. Why are you so interested in the death of Agent Data expunged? SCP-076-2. Subject begins swearing in ancient Sumerian. Dr. Data expunged. Why does his death bother you? You've killed many humans before. Why is he so? Is cut off by SCP-076-2. SCP-076-2. Now speaking in English. Different? Because, unlike you, Sumerian word, untranslated, he was a challenge, a real enemy. Dr. Data expunged. Why would that be good for you? Every time you have awoken you've tried to escape. He was responsible for apprehending you several times. Surely you must be glad he's dead. SCP-076-2. I would hardly expect you to understand. Do you know, he managed to shoot me in the head over data expunge times? A man like that deserves to die in combat, so close to his opponent he can feel his breath. Not in some Sumerian words, untranslated, destruction ordered by cowardly kings and princes safe in their palaces. The rest of you, SCP-076, to Spitz, you disgust me. I don't even have the urge to strike you down. Subject is silent from then on, refusing to speak or respond. End log. This indicates a possible psychological inlet into SCP-0762's mind, and a possible control mechanism. Given the massive drain on resources SCP-076 causes due to its escape attempts, and considering Bo-Commission's stated desire to weaponize SCP objects for tactical purposes, I recommend that we pursue this course of action as soon as possible. Dr. P. Data expunged G. Data expunged. From Dr. Data expunged. To Dr. P. Data expunged G. Data expunged. Project Omega 7. Subject. Data expunged. He said yes. Data expunged. Project proposal. Mobile Task Force Omega 7. Pandora's Box. Mission statement. Support of SCP-076. 2. Able in the field, in high-risk tactical situations. Task Force Organization. Task Force Special Asset Able. Task Force Leader Data expunged. 10 to 20 field agents divided into 5 teams of 3 to 5 each. Members of the team are to be personally selected from elite field agents by Subject Able himself, in order to maintain a smooth relationship between the artifact and the mundane element of the task force. Security Protocol. SCP-076. 2. Able is to wear a device attached to the neck that, if triggered or tampered with, will immediately detonate, terminating SCP-076. 2 by way of complete destruction of the spinal cord, trachea and all major blood vessels in the neck. A tracking device has also been attached to SCP-0762's person. It is to refrain from killing, unless ordered to do so, and is to avoid causing damage to the organization's facilities. Armament and equipment. Team members are to be armed and equipped in accordance with MTF doctrine, as Subject Able has shown no inclination to use firearms, or in fact, no understanding of their use or tactical implications. He is instead to be armed with one or more edged melee weapons of his choice. Addendum. For God's sake, data expunged. Find these guys something to do. Abel's getting bored, and he started putting his team through live fire exercises. They get bullets, he gets training weapons. Have you ever seen someone break a man's jaw using a Nerf sword? He's not gonna stop until someone gets killed. Dr. Data expunged. Report by Dr. P. Data expunged G. Data expunged. Project Omega 7. In light of SCP-0762's proficient use of the Sumerian language, researchers have asked it to translate several documents. While it originally replied with disinterest, it has translated some of the documents it found worthy of its attention. Most of the documents chosen by SCP-076-2 were regarding battles or legendary heroes, one of its favorites in particular being the Epic of Gilgamesh. However, one researcher presented it with the symbol from SCP-073. Upon sight of this, SCP-076-2 became highly enraged, killing several of the researchers before its kill switch could be activated. When revived and questioned about this, SCP-076-2 responded aggressively, and that line of questioning was immediately dropped. It is recommended anything pertaining SCP-073 never be brought to the attention of SCP-076-2, and that the two are never to be in the same facility. Addendum 076207. Recently, SCP-105 has been accepted into Mobile Task Force Omega 7, having beaten SCP-076 in a contest to see which of the two could activate several devices, each spaced over a mile away from each other, and the starting point. SCP-105 managed to score significantly higher than SCP-076-2 by using her inherent abilities to her advantage. SCP-076 to ceded defeat and allowed her entry into the group. Addendum 076209. Proposed introduction of SCP-076-2 to SCP-682 put on indefinite hold. Those with security clearance level 4 or higher may request access to contingency 07622-3. Addendum 076-23. Per the request of the BO Commission, Mobile Task Force Omega-7 is to be fielded in the data expunged region of data expunged against data expunged. From Dr. Data expunged. To Dr. P. Data expunged G. Data expunged. Project Omega-7. Subject: don't do it. PDATA expunged. For God's sake, don't do it. It's bad enough that they're trying to weaponize Iris too. Don't let the military bully us into doing their dirty work against some sand farmers in data expunged. From General Data expunged BO. Data expunged. To Dr. P. Data expunged G. Data expunged. Project Omega-7. Subject: a job well done. Excellent work, Doctor. The mission went exactly as expected. We'll be calling you again if we need your help. General Data expunged BO. Data expunged. From Dr. Data expunged. To Dr. P. Data expunged G. Data expunged. Project Omega-7. Subject: I hope you're fucking proud of yourself, motherfucker. Because you're a bigger asshole than this guy. From Dr. P. Data expunged G. Data expunged. Project Omega-7. To Omega-7 team. Subject: reassignment. As of this moment, Dr. Data expunged. Data expunged has been reassigned to SCP-682 as level 1 personnel. Data expunged. From Dr. P. Data expunged G. Data expunged. Project Omega-7. To General Data expunged BO. Data expunged. Subject: problems. Data expunged. Despite our best efforts, Subject Abel is proving difficult to control. All our attempts to keep him engaged have been more or less unsuccessful. The problem is, he's a perfect killing machine, and that's all he wants to do. Which seems like exactly what we wanted, but the problem is, we can't seem to turn him off. Data expunged. I'm running out of missions to give him, and the ones I've got left aren't engaging him mentally. He's starting to lash out at the other team members. It's only a matter of time before something goes wrong. Requesting permission to discontinue the project and neutralize Abel temporarily until we can find something more for him to do. From General Data expunged BO. Data expunged. To Dr. P. Data expunged G. Data expunged. Project Omega-7. Subject: problems. Unacceptable. Neutralizing Subject Abel at this point is going to cause us an unacceptable delay. We'll have another mission for you within a couple of weeks. All you have to do is keep him busy until then. Send him on vacation or something. From Dr. P. Data expunged G. Data expunged. Project Omega-7. To all staff. Subject: alert. This is an automated alert. SCP-076-2 has disabled the explosive collar failsafe and gone out of control. All staff to high alert. Further requests as events warrant. From Automated Defense System, Containment Area 25. To all sites. Subject: final option engaged. This is an automated message. Do not reply. As of data expunged, Containment Area 25 has engaged its on-site nuclear warhead on 10-minute countdown. From O5 Command. To all sites. Subject: Containment Area 25 final option, response. As of data expunged, Containment Area 25 has been destroyed by detonation of its on-site nuclear warhead. Sites 67 and 68 are to activate the FEMA protocol and secure the location as soon as possible. Official cover story will be released by Racer to all personnel once drafted. Revised psychological profile of subject SCP-076 to SCP-076 either possesses a mind constructed much differently than our own, or is completely insane, with little empathy or ideas in a way we would understand it. Concepts such as sex, love and equality are completely foreign ideas to SCP-076, 2, or at least in comparison to its way of viewing them. Subject has shown that it is completely disinterested in sex, barely differentiating between genders, except as a form of visual identification. Also, while subject seems to greatly enjoy the act of killing, causing pain, either emotionally or physically, holds no attraction to it. Intelligence tests have been wildly inconclusive when applied to SCP-076, 2, and no accurate result has yet been obtained. This is due to the fact that no communication is possible with the subject when in its rage state. Subject displays knowledge of several languages including English, but most notable is its knowledge of several dialects of ancient Sumerian, which seem to be its preferred language. SCP-076 has nothing but contempt for human beings, and will kill them on sight. No communication is to be attempted with the subject. End of file.